Gabion walls, one of the soil reinforcement structures or soil reinforcement ground improvement techniques is gabion walls. What is the procedure of construction of gabion walls and how they are used, for what type of soils we use it? We will be seeing it in today's class. So gabion walls, let us look into the gabion walls. In soil reinforcement techniques, what did we use? We had seen the usage of different types of fibers or geotextiles or geomembranes in order to modify the properties of the soil. So now let us see how these are being used. Modification by addition and confinement techniques. Using reinforcement in the form of fibers, strips, meshes and fabric, the soil can be modified. These items are responsible for inducing tensile strength in the soil mass. By use of nails and anchors inside, reinforcement can be provided. Stable earth retaining structures can also be formed by confining soil with concrete, steel or fabric elements and geocells. There has been a large increase in the use of admixtures for ground improvement for both cohesive and non-cohesive soils in recent years. Sand compaction piles, stone columns, dynamic replacement, semi-rigid and rigid inclusions, geotextile confined columns are some of the confinement techniques what we had been using for modifying the soil. So here whatever we had seen in the last two classes, all that are being included in this. So when you are using geotextiles or geomaterials, what is it we are doing? We are increasing the tensile strength of the soil. So here we can even induce this tensile strength by the use of nails as well as anchors inside. But the ground improvement techniques using stone columns or dynamic replacement, all these, when combined to all this, gabion walls construction becomes very easier. So we had seen regarding our geotextiles as well as stone columns, how we are using all these or how we are inducing that particular column, stone columns or that into the soil we had seen. So let us just get into gabion wall structures also. Geotextile confined columns. Geotextile confined columns GCC technique consists of driving or vibrating a 80 centimeter diameter steel casing into bearing soil, followed by placing a seamless cylindrical closed bottom geotextile valve with tensile strength ranging from 200 to 400 kN per meter. So in geotextile confined columns, what is it you are doing? You are taking a geotextile confined column, that one you are sending it using some vibrating machine, or else you are driving it into the ground. Where is this GCC kept? It is kept in a steel casing which has almost a tensile strength of 200 to 400 kN per meter. This is followed by filling it with sand to form a sand column. So you are taking a geotextile confined column, that you are taking some seamless cylindrical closed bottom geotextile valve, and in that you are placing this, and then you are sending it into the soil. After sending it into the soil, what is that we are doing? We are filling that with sand so that it forms a sand column. The basic principle of this technique is to relieve the load on soft soil without altering the soil structure substantially. So why is it you are sending? You are sending it in order to increase the strength of the soil. You are not going to remove whatever is the existing soil. You are just placing one more soil which has got good strength. That you are sending it through a geotextile confined column. So that sand is fed into a closed bottom geotextile lined cylindrical hole to form a column. So how is that? Whatever is the diameter, and whatever is the depth of that particular column, the total thing is filled with sand. So here it acts for additional strength of the soil, and you are not going to alter the soil structure anyway. So here it relieves the load on soft soil. For that reason, generally we will be using geotextile confined columns. Rigid inclusions or composite foundation. In this technique, piles, rigid or semi-rigid bodies or columns which are either pre-made or formed in site to strengthen soft ground. So here what is that we are using? We are using some piles or else rigid or semi-rigid bodies or columns. It can be either made at site or it can be made before also. So why is that you are making it? In order to strengthen soft ground. Rigid inclusions refer to the use of semi-rigid or rigid integrated columns or bodies in soft ground to improve the ground performance globally, so as to decrease settlement and increase the bearing capacity of the ground. So here why rigid inclusions are there? Here rigid inclusions you are using in order to increase the ground performance, and you are going to decrease your settlement and also increase the bearing capacity of the soil. These rigid inclusions can be semi-rigid or else it can be totally rigid. In a broad sense, stone columns, SCPs and GCCs are the types of rigid inclusions. So your composite columns or your geotextile confined columns or stone columns, all this comes under your rigid inclusions. However, they are treated separately because the materials used for those columns are disintegrated and the column formed are not able to stand without the lateral support of the soil. So the method of rigid inclusion is similar to the use of piles. So same thing, as you use your pile foundation in order to strengthen up the soil, strengthen up the foundation, in the same way all these GCC stone columns or as rigid inclusions whatever we are making, they are going to increase the strength of your soil. They are going to increase the capability or else the bearing strength of ground. However, the strength and stiffness of rigid inclusions are usually much smaller than piles, mainly for economical reasons. So when compared to the piles, the dimensions of these rigid inclusions are very less. The reason is mainly because of economical reasons. Mostly in order to decrease your cost, you are going to make these smaller than your piles. Geosynthetic reinforced column or pile supported embankment. The method is used for road or rail constructions over soft ground. Geosynthetic reinforced columns or pile supported embankment or the so-called piled embankment system has often been used. So why is it we are doing this? We are using it for rail or road constructions, so that when these are constructed over soft ground, we can use this in order to support the embankment. So for that reason we are using geosynthetic reinforced columns or pile supported embankments. In this system the piles or columns are used together with a load transfer platform to support embankment on soft soil. So here what is it you are using? You are using piles or columns, you are adding them to the embankment so that these will be connected to a platform wherein the load can be distributed equally or they can support the embankment on the soils. The piles may be either concrete piles, stone piles or GCCs or any other rigid inclusions discussed above to enhance the stability and reduce the settlement of embankments. So here what is that we are using? The tiles can be made up of any of the elements like stone columns or concrete piles or GCCs or anything. It can be any rigid inclusion, but only thing is it has to increase the stability of your structure and also reduce the settlement of your embankment. For that reason, generally we will be using them. So that is the use of geosynthetic reinforced column, mainly for supporting your embankment. The next one we have is microbial methods. See, the microbial methods were used in agricultural initially, but the same thing you are going to do it even in your soil ground improvement techniques. In this technique, the microbial materials are used to modify soil to increase its strength or reduce its permeability. So what is that we are doing? The microbial elements, whatever we are adding, we are seeing that it is increasing the strength and decreasing its permeability. Generally, mostly microbial elements, they increase the permeability because these elements will be capable of passing through the soil, but here we are going to reduce the permeability. So such a microbes or else microorganisms have to be introduced into the soil. The principle of microbial treatment is the use microorganisms to produce bonding and cementation in soil so as to increase the shear strength and reduce the permeability of soil or rock. So here the principle, what is the main principle that we are using? We are using microorganisms to produce bonding as well as cementation in the soil, so that actually when we check as the ground condition as such, it will be increasing the shear strength and also reducing the permeability of the soil or rock. So that is the main use of microbial methods. So these are all the improvement techniques of ground. Whether you are adding microbes or else soil fire, you are adding some fiber elements or else piles or inducing stone columns or sand columns inside your earth, the main thing is in order to increase the ground condition or improve the ground condition. So for that reason, what are all the methods we are applicable, we will be just trying to do them. So the suitable microorganisms for the purpose are facultative anaerobic bacteria, microaerophilic bacteria, anaerobic fermenting bacteria, anaerobic respiring bacteria, obligate aerobic bacteria. It is relatively new idea in geotechnical engineering in general, but it has been identified as a high priority research area and cited as critical research thrust and the opportunity for the future. So the microbial enhancement methods, even though it is a new thing, new idea that has come into geotechnical engineering, but relatively many people are doing research in this so that it can be naturally used in order to increase the soil capability. So critical research thrust and the opportunity for the future, you can find it in the microbial methods. So the next topic, the most interesting topic or the most commonly used topic is gabion walls. What are these gabion walls? The gabion walls consist of stone-filled metallic mesh boxes which are tied together to form a shape of retaining wall. So what is a gabion wall? It is nothing but a stone-filled metallic mesh boxes. These are tied together in the shape of a retaining wall. Gabion wall is very much common nowadays due to its simplicity, speedy construction and flexibility. So why is this we are using gabion walls? Mainly because of the simplicity in construction and the speedy construction and its flexibility. Because of all these purposes, gabion walls are much used. Gabion walls can be designed as rigid, semi-rigid and flexible depending on the construction area, groundwater status, cost and purpose of use. So these gabion walls, how are they constructed? They can be semi-rigid, they can be rigid or sometimes even as a flexible. Its construction depends on the construction area where you are doing it and the groundwater status and also the economy and the purpose of use of those gabion walls in our particular construction. How that is gabion wall is utilized. So we said gabion walls are retaining structures. They are used in the construction field. and they can be flexible, or they can be, how is it, it is just a stone filled metallic mesh. So how is that you are doing it? You are just making it into the shape of a retaining wall. Whether you are using it as a retaining wall or any other structural element, it totally depends upon the construction area and also the purpose of use, for what purpose we are using it. Soft interlocking mesh of hexagonal form filled by rock and stone create gabion retaining structures. Gabion types commonly used today are gabion baskets, gabion mattresses, gabion sacks, and gabion wire mesh. So here when we said gabion walls, what did we say? We have said that an interlocking mesh is being created. That interlocking mesh is filled with some rock element or stone element, and these are in the form of boxes. But here he gives, when you are using it for gabion retaining structures, we are using it in the form of a mesh, in the form of boxes. But when you are taking it in the other things, we can have gabion baskets, mattresses, sacks, and gabion wire meshes. So these are the various types of gabion structures that are available, whose use depends upon the purpose of our construction, for what purpose we are using and for what purpose we are using that particular construction. So depending on that, we will be selecting the type of gabion construction what we require, and then we will be making it. So the first one is gabion baskets. What are these gabion baskets? Net wire mesh produced usually in the box shaped and in different sizes. What are gabion baskets? Nothing but a net wire mesh that is being prepared in the shape of a box, and you will be having different sized baskets. Gabion baskets are frequently used in highway and railway works. So for what purpose we are using it? We are using it mainly in our highway designing and railway works, especially providing the filling material from a quarry close to work site is an economical alternative. So what is it we are doing? We are using this gabion basket. Gabion basket is nothing but a wire mesh, and in this wire mesh we are filling some rock element or stone element. In order to fill that rock element or stone element, if you have the quarry nearby your construction site, then it becomes more economical. Gabion basket reach a natural green appearance as the plantation between the rocks spreads along the basket. So what is it happening? You are just putting some rock material or the filler material is placed, and on that when you are putting some greenery, the greenery can just penetrate inside your basket, and in between the rocks it can spread along the basket. So totally when it looks as if a green plantation. So it is a natural green appearance will be given by the gabion basket. So that is the main use of your gabion basket. So in order to have economical gabion basket construction, we need to have the site, working site nearby a quarry. The next one what we have is gabion mattresses. So the mattress itself, for what purpose? It has got some thickness, it has got some length and breadth. In the same manner, gabion mattresses are generally used in channel coating for preventing erosions. In order to prevent your erosions, we are using gabion mattresses. A gabion height is shorter than the other types of measurements. So when you take the length and breadth, generally the height will be of lesser dimension when compared to your length and breadth. So that is your gabion mattress. Gabion mattress, you are using it only for preventing of soil erosion. So that is your gabion mattress. The next type of gabion element what we have is gabion sack. This gabion sack is generally used in your hydraulic structures. So this type of gabions are usually used in hydraulic works in emergency situations and in a practical way, and they formed quickly. Gabion sacks has a porous and flexible structure. So where is this you are using gabion sack? It is used only for hydraulic works, and that too in an emergency situations. And most practical, and they can be formed in very less amount of time. They have a porous as well as a flexible structure. That is your gabion sack. The next method what we have is gabion wire mesh. Gabion wire mesh are used for keeping the possible fall of rocks and stones on the highway and railway surfaces, and for directing the material to tow area to keep stability of the slope base to highway and railways. See, generally whenever you have any construction that is nearby a mountainous area, there what happens, there are main chances of rocks and stones falling down. So here, if at all there is some highway or the railway line that is going through these mountainous terrains, then what happens, for each and every time the rock material falls down on these highways or railways, you need to stop the vehicles and then clear the way. So in order not to happen this particular hindrance, what do we use is we use gabion wire mesh. So this gabion wire mesh, you will be just putting it nearer or else onto the total of your mountainous region. Because of this laying, what happens is, if at all there is some particular rock material or stones that are coming down, those will be coming down and then they will be laid near to your nearer to the material or nearer to the toe of the mountain. So because of this, what happens, the stability of the slope will be there, as well as it will be easier, or else there will be no hindrance for highway as well as railways. Gabion wire mesh reach a natural green appearance as the plantation between the rocks spread along the wire mesh and used for anti-erosion to slope. So this gabion wire mesh, how is it we can design this gabion wire mesh? Even though after laying of this gabion wire mesh, what we can do is plantation can be done. And how is this plantation? The plantation, we will see that the crops which are grown, it will be spreading along the wire mesh and into the rock mass, so that there will not be any erosion of the slope. Also, a combination of the use on geogrid reinforcing with gabion in the soil embankment provides increasing strength of embankment soil to support the gabion face wall. So here nowadays we are finding this gabion face wall construction mostly, not only in rocks and stone construction, even in the concrete construction also we find it, wherein you are seeing that there is wire mesh being put throughout your geogrid reinforcing element, so that you can have some green constructions, that is you can increase the greenery everywhere. So wherever we have the flyover constructions recently, those all they are putting more on the environmental balance, thereby creating this gabion wire meshes. Using these wire meshes, they are creating some hanging gardens type. So that is the main use of your gabion wire mesh. So the decorative gabion elements are also used indoor and outdoor decoration, garden designing and landscaping. Gabion elements provide a suitable environment for the growth of plant roots. So here, what are all the elements we are using? Gabion walls or gabion matrices, gabion wire meshes, everything. Whenever there is a possibility of plant growth, all these gabion elements will be providing a safe environment for the plants to grow. Because of this property, we are using these gabion elements in indoor and outdoor decorations, garden designing and landscaping, as well as it is very helpful for growth of plant roots. And as I said before also, even in the flyover design, in the midst of highly polluted areas also, we can use these gabion elements, as they can hold the plant for a longer time, as they can hold the roots of the plants. Fixation of plant is possible because of these gabion elements. We are using these gabion elements everywhere. So the advantages of gabion elements. What are the advantages? The main advantages of gabion elements are, first one is flexibility. Gabion elements constitute a convenient solution for soils with a high settlement and swelling potential. Flexible gabion elements do not crack and are not affected by earthquakes such as gravity retaining walls. So see, the main purpose of this gabion elements is flexibility. The main thing is they are very much helpful for earthquake resistant structure, and also wherein the swelling and high settlement of soils are present, high settling soils are present over there, this gabion elements usage will be helping in order to increase the soil potential. Not only this, these gabion elements, they do not crack. So because of all these properties, that is, they give support to high settlement, they will not be allowing this high settlement to take place, or they will not be allowing the swelling potential of the elements. Because of that, and as it doesn't allow the cracking, and as it creates an earthquake resistant structure, these gabion elements are used. Next one is permeability. What is the permeability? Gabion elements do not require an additional drainage system because of the gaps between the filling materials. See, gabion elements, whatever is there, whether it is meshing or else mattress or anything, all these are created by a mesh, and then you have baskets, gabion baskets or gabion wire mesh and all. This gabion element, you are filling it with rock elements. Since in between the rocks you have gaps, because of this no additional drainage facility is required. Because of this, what happens, you are allowing the growth of the crops. So permeability, you don't require any additional drainage because of the gaps between the filling materials that you are using it in gabion elements. So that is the main help or the advantages of gabion element. One is flexibility, the next one is permeability. Both the things help us in order to use them. The figure here shows how the gabion element is constructed, how the movement of water takes place. So we have on the top a gabion element from the steps, it is being pegged. How is it? The water is just passing through, and wherein the spaces are there, from the spaces between, it is being followed down. So that is how the permeability of gabion elements is present. So the gabion elements, you don't require any additional facility. With the spaces in between your rock elements itself, it will be able to pass your drainage. So with respect to the cost, how are these gabion elements helpful? Economical. These are most economical things. Let us see what is the main thing. Shipping costs of gabion elements are lower due to the ease of packing. So these can be packed into the required shape and required sizes, to any shape and size depending upon your need. So because of this, the shipping becomes easier. Assembling the net mesh does not require qualified labor, and therefore the labor costs are also low. So what is it we are requiring? We are just using a net mesh. That net mesh, you are just making it into the required shape. So because of this, in order to just pack your mesh, we don't require any qualified labor. So because of which the labor costs are also low. Filling material can easily be provided from the quarry close to work site, And the filling material, whatever we need to use, as I said, a wire mesh, it is completely made it into the required shape, and then it is being fed by the stone or the gravel. So here, if at all you're just getting the mesh, and then from the nearby quarry or the work site, you're just filling all the mesh or the shaped material. So it doesn't require any transportation, or it doesn't require any skilled labor, because of all the maintenance cost or the shipping cost, nothing is there. It becomes easier and it becomes very much economical. Maintenance costs of Gabion elements are extremely low, because only a wire mesh is there. Into the wire mesh you are filling in gravel or stone. The stones doesn't require any maintenance, as well as the mesh also doesn't require. So because of this, the maintenance costs also come down. Transportation costs nothing, next shipping costs nothing, or else packing costs nothing, labor costs nothing, as well as the maintenance cost is also almost low. So because of all these factors, it becomes economical to use these Gabion elements in the site. The next thing is Gabion elements are eco-friendly. As I said, since we are using only a wire mesh, and in the wire mesh you are using only the gravel you are getting it from the stone, you are getting it from the mountainous regions or from the quarry. All the elements whatever we are using in this are eco-friendly, they are not being made from non-renewable sources. Almost everything whatever is coming out from that is also can be easily disposed. Gabion elements are environmentally compatible. The gaps in the soil between filling materials allows the plantation to grow over time. Gabion elements are not affected by natural phenomenon. So here what is the main thing? It is not affected because of earthquakes or because of any natural calamities, but only thing is you are able to grow crops. It means that it is eco-friendly. It means that it can take care of temperature, it can take care of your environment. So all the materials we are using in the Gabion elements are all eco-friendly materials, and they are environmentally compatible. So because of all these reasons, we are using Gabion elements mostly now during our constructions. The next one is the aesthetical appearance. In architecture, Gabion elements are used for indoors and outdoor arrangements. Gabion elements have a natural outlook. If you happen to visit Vijayawada, over there nearby the Durga temple, you have got a flyover which is being constructed very recently, which was under process. Over there you can find totally that particular flyover totally covered with a green outlook. A greenery is being placed. It is only because of Gabion elements which is making it look more beautiful, and the elements are all eco-friendly elements. And here when we check, it is going to control even your pollution. So these Gabion walls, because of its indoor and outdoor arrangements, because of their aesthetical appearance, they are used in indoor and outdoor arrangements, and they have a natural outlook. Because of all these things, we are using Gabion elements mostly. So Gabion elements, the conclusion: the use of natural materials in construction industry decreased significantly over the last decades. See, when you check in the almost 4 to 5 decades back, we have turned totally our construction into a dead construction. That is, we are using iron, we are using concrete, or we are using all other elements which are not eco-friendly, which are not naturally made, which cannot be decomposed easily. which do not give positive energy. All these, when we check, totally the natural elements usage in our construction has been reduced. Wherever it is possible, we are trying to use all the materials which will be having a great impact even on our nature. So the use of natural materials in construction industry has decreased very significantly. In the construction industry and landscaping, industrial materials are preferred generally. So here, before only the cement was used, and for the production of cement, how much amount of calcareous materials or argillaceous materials are burnt and what temperature it was burnt, and the total element or the total place wherein this element is being created has been totally a barren ground. But now when we check whatever the byproducts are there from every industry, we are trying to use it in the construction so that the disposal of all those materials doesn't become a burden to us, it doesn't affect our environment, and it doesn't affect even the human lives. So because of this, however, the human eye and the natural habitat refuse industrial materials. See, how much ever we see, we always prefer greenery everywhere. We always prefer some aesthetical materials with respect to even your color, with respect to the products that are applied, that are used. In the good olden days, they used only lime, they used only tiles, they used only earth, and all the materials are natural materials, very eco-friendly, which were giving a positive effect, which were controlling the temperatures, wherein the usage of your electricity was reduced, and there were plants being grown in the regions because of which the temperature was down, the people used to have fresh air. All these things generally a human mind will be thinking about. How much ever you think that you are advanced, we still think about getting some natural habitat. We refuse to use the industry. Even if a day or two is being rested, then we think about having some natural fresh air. So because of all these, the Gabion elements are made use in the construction industry. The main thing is Gabion elements are preferred because of their flexibility, permeable nature, low cost, environmental friendly, and aesthetically pleasing nature in replacement for gravity retaining walls. So when compared to the natural, or when compared to your gravity retaining walls, the heavy masonry structures, what is it we are doing? We are preferring these Gabion elements which are made with eco-friendly elements or environmentally friendly elements, and which are aesthetically designed, which doesn't require much of your maintenance. So over those places, these Gabion elements are being used. In today's technology, production of flexible wires and the use of these wires up to 30 to 100 years without any deformation makes Gabion elements indispensable. So with the advancement in your technology, we are making this very fiber like materials, that is a very thin wires are being made. These flexible wires, they are able to hold the shape and they are able to hold the rock elements, and the Gabion constructions are preferred. And since the Gabion constructions require only a meshing region as well as the natural material, your stones, these things are using this and they are lasting up to 30 to 100 years without any deformations. For a green world, humanity needs the natural materials to enter our lives much more, such as Gabion elements. So in order to have a green world, in order to have a natural element in construction, these natural materials are entering into our lives. same as our gabion elements. It can be mesh, it can be basket, it can be any other thing. Since because of the flexibility in its shape, we can start using this gabion elements to the requirement. So we have to prefer, we need to prefer the usage of gabion elements because of their flexibility, because of their less cost, because of their environment friendly nature, because of this aesthetically pleasing nature, and also because of its greenery. We can prefer gabion constructions. With the advancement in science and technology, in order to increase our constructing world, we have started tilling the soil, making the most unwanted or most unsuitable soil also suitable for construction. In this phase of constructing the world, we have transformed ourselves in order to get in new discoveries such as gabion elements, geo elements, or sand columns, whichever all are eco-friendly elements. We started going back to the roots of our civilizations, wherein only the mud construction was done, but it lasted for longer years. We now started looking for sustainable materials, we started looking for eco-friendly elements, we started looking for green elements, we started looking for life in construction. So in this search for life in the construction, we have started the use of geosynthetics, and then we have started the use of gabion walls. So gabion walls are introduced in our construction to have a better performance, in order to have a better use, and also in order to decrease the construction cost effectively because of its flexibility, because of its green nature. So with this we will be ending our gabion walls, and we'll be looking into some other topic related to soil reinforcement with some eco-friendly elements. So eco-friendly elements, aesthetic constructions, positive elements, sustainable constructions, all these are our new concepts in construction.